Heroes and villains, welcome back to the channel. Genesis 7 here. Hope you're all doing well. If you couldn't tell already by looking at the title, looking at the thumbnail, or if you've checked out the notes already, we're going to go over the update notes that dropped today on the DC Heroes and Villains website. I'll leave a link below if you didn't know that it dropped, and you can read them yourselves, or you can stay with me as we go through them. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions. It's up to you how you want to watch this video. If you want to be at 2x speed, more than welcome to. If you want to tap me out and kind of get on with your daily chores and listen to me in the background, more than welcome to. Or if you want to see my beautiful face as I scroll through the website, again, more than welcome to. All I ask is for a little bit of support to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and leave a comment on your thoughts and opinions on the video. So, with that all being said, I've always got you covered with timestamps as well, so if there's a certain section you want to kind of skip to see my thoughts and opinions on that particular bit, it's all there for you. I've got you covered, don't you worry about that. So without further ado, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. We're going to go straight over to the website, and we are going to have a look, so make sure that's all popped up. Yep, we're all good. I'm going to put my glasses on for this as well, so we can have some decent reading and I'm not reading anything wrong. So, community update, January 2023, January 27th, 2023. Okay, heroes and villains. What a better way to start the new year than give everyone an update. We wanted to start the new year off on the right foot by providing our players with an all-new community update. The team has been hard at work on our biggest release yet. While our past few releases focused on bug fixing, we've also been developing major changes that will significantly improve the game visually and functionally. Keep reading to learn about what's coming to DC Heroes and Villains in the near future. Before we get into the future of DC Heroes and Villains, we want to update you on our current roadmap, which highlights some of the future releases and gives you a bit of a timeline of what to expect next. Kudos to the team here. We've been clamoring for just updates to keep us posted on what's going on. We're starting off the year on a high, and they're letting us know, and then we have an updated roadmap. So this is essentially what we're going to be seeing in a nutshell. We've got soft launch 6 to be decided, so we're going to see it soon. It's the next update, but we don't know just yet. And obviously new home screen, revamped location maps, choice missions, character management and training improvements, PvP overhaul, visual and gameplay polishing and optimization. Just looking at that, I can't wait to kind of go into detail with this. Soft launch 7, again, I'm going to assume it's just looking at the feedback from soft launch 6 and then kind of polishing it up. And then worldwide release, I think we're getting close, guys. I think we are getting close. So if you want to know when the worldwide release is, it's this year. It's this year. Let's keep it at that, and let's just kind of be patient. Have a look at these notes and just get a little bit excited. Yeah, I'm a little bit excited too. I'm really excited. So, of course, I mentioned this in my last video, so I'm glad this is getting addressed. Pre-registration rewards. After some internal discussion with the team, we decided to revamp the pre-registration rewards for everyone at launch. Upon the worldwide release, every player who has pre-registered on our website will receive coins, metatopes, hard cash, and an exclusive in-game portrait and player title, and Catwoman as a playable character. So they're kind of keeping to what they had before, but adding a few more things to kind of, because the game's changed significantly in character progression and what they're offering with all their currencies and upgrade materials. So we can see this image here, and it looks like we've got some new art on its way, some new UI elements, especially with the coins here, the gems, as well as the metatopes. They're all getting redone designs and they look pretty sleek. Really like this model of Catwoman as well. I hope this is an alternate pose we can have in her during battle. That would be fantastic. And then we can see here, this DC icon seems to be our kind of like pre-register reward for our icon, which is great, which is nice. This is the only way you're going to be able to get it if you be part of the pre-registration process. And we get a title, the Pioneer. Now I'm intrigued while looking at this image that this is showing the title in like some kind of banner. Do we get that banner on our profile page, or is it just going to be generic text? Who knows? We will have to see on what they do, but if they do that, what it looks like there, I'm down for that, having these kind of like custom titles with a bit of art behind it. So we'll see. So character balancing. Every character in the game is being updated after the change to a single power move, and analyzing how groups were designed, we took a step back to lay the groundwork for a strong meta game. Character roles will be more clear. Group bonuses, previously called group synergies, will work better with the characters involved, and power moves will have more intentional utility. So let's just kind of round that up. And I think my cat's having a ball of a time behind. Okay, she literally took a toy and left in the other room, so I guess she doesn't want to come on camera today, guys. So this character balancing, let's just have a look at this first paragraph in a nutshell. Group bonuses is a new name for group synergies, and it looks like it's going to work better with the characters involved in that synergy as opposed to the whole team, which is nice. And power moves will have more intentional utility. So it looks like they're going to really, the power moves are going to be what makes or breaks a character, which is nice. This is the thing I was referring to. Okay, group bonuses. We're revisiting ally synergy moves. After listening to feedback, we agreed that they simply weren't living up to their potential. Ally synergy moves need to be more impressive across the boards, and players should never feel like a character's power move was wasted. Although they be moved temporarily in the next release, they'll return bigger, better than ever before the worldwide release. So it looks like they kind of want to strip back a few things to kind of see how they can make them work better. And I agree, synergy moves were just a way of using the moves at the same time with a really small bonus, be it like a tile change, or maybe a small buff. Maybe they're going to really work into it. Maybe it'll have a unique animation, maybe. But it's nice to see that they're looking at that. So we're not going to see that in the next release, but they're going to probably see it right before worldwide release. So character balancing is looking good. So character management, this is the one I'm interested in. To go along with our rebalanced characters, the character management screen is getting a huge UI improvement. Aside from looking more polished, group and faction affiliation will be more obvious. Gear functionality will be improved, and leveling will be streamlined. Upgrading the characters is a significant part of the daily game loop, so we want to make sure it's a satisfying experience. And I think I've just got this image on hand here, and wow, this looks pretty phenomenal. Like, if you have the game, have a look at the kind of character screen right now, and then have a look at this. Obviously, this is just like a debug version of the thing, so you can see that the tier level is here. If we zoom in, I'm going to assume that this icon here is the auto equip. We seem to have like a power damage, maybe a power number breakdown by clicking on there. Power move looks like something that belongs to, I think that might be Aquaman's actually. It just looks sleek actually. And then I'm going to guess that we got two character roles again? Or, oh, actually, I can see, do you know how we had that bar of like statistics? So if it was a hero, blue, or for instance, villain, purple, what's Parasite in? The Secret Society of Supervillains, maybe all them statistics will show up if you kind of click this little book here, and then his role is here, and then we've got a nice little banner hanging off here with the faction that they're going to be part of, as well as what they're going to be, villain, hero, or neutral. So in a nutshell, and I'll say in a nutshell a lot because that's my favorite kind of go-to phrase, the UI, especially in this character menu, looks very, very nice. Let's go back to talking about UI and its polish. Aside from the character management screen, you'll see a ton of UI polish throughout the game. Buttons, pop-ups, backgrounds, pretty much everything has been improved. Very interested to see what is doing. Obviously, when we scroll back up here, we've seen that some of these icons have been like, they're even more like crisp quality, and some of them have been reworked. So I'm interested to see how more of the other icons are looking, which is nice. The home screen, I'm excited to go over this. Perhaps the most obvious addition to the game is our new home screen. We always wanted the location maps to be front and center in the game, but they quickly became cluttered with all the other UI that's typically associated with a home screen. So we decided to create a brand new screen that serves as the base of operations for your heroes and villains. You'll literally see your characters hanging out, have quick access to features, and enjoy location maps that can focus solely on the campaign and event missions. This is a great choice because, yes, having the living world as the home screen, and kind of like your campaign screen and your event screen and your choice mission screen and everything else in between, it did get quite cluttered. So having a look at this, and I think I've got this open in another tab here, this Looks very good. So as we can, let's try and break down what we've got here. Mailbox, which is nice to have it front and center so people can actually find where the mailbox is, because it originally, or at the moment, should I say, you click on your profile icon and it's the last tab. So the mailbox is obviously going to become important when you get your PvP awards, maybe your event awards, and everything else like things that they may do through social media and all of that. Battle Pass is on there, which is nice because obviously you want people to be there, like to see if they want to be part of the Battle Pass. So, and we're going to be going into a bit more detail as well. Challenges and events is all here in a crisp quality. So you know exactly what you want to do. And then featured character Batman. So I'm assuming here, we zoom in. Featured banners, maybe. Maybe this is a featured banner in the gacha part. And it's like, Batman's a featured character right now. He's got better odds. If you want to pull a Batman, this is where you want to go. And if we look at the bottom here, I don't know if that's going to show you up or if I'm covering it up. Let me have a look. I'm only covering up a little bit of it, but we can see here that we have home, roster, living world, shop, and recruitment. And if you see, if I just move myself up there, you can see it says recruitment, which is very nice. It looks very sleek, very nice looking. And again, having a home screen, look how good that looks. And it'd be nice to have your heroes and villains kind of interacting. It looks like it's going to be the generic kind of screen that we have for the characters where they're slightly moving maybe. So like Two-Face there with his guns and he's just kind of like moving like that. It would be cool to have like some unique text. So say if you had Two-Face and Penguin, maybe there could be like a little speech box of their shortcomings of Batman or something like that. It would be nice to have that interaction. Or maybe if you've got some of the Bat family in there, Nightwing and Robin, maybe Nightwing can give Robin some tips. Just in these like little Easter egg type speech things. It would be nice to see if you're going to have heroes and villains interacting with each other in that screen. So let's go back to the community update screen here. Location maps, and again, you can see straight off the bat, we'll talk about it in a second, of how good it looks. We promised a huge visual improvement to our location maps, and our art team delivered, and I agree, they have delivered. The holographic style is way more detailed, the effects are more engaging, and you can even zoom into each sector to see the individual missions. With this change, you are able to interact more directly with the map, and we feel like we're delivering the quality that cities like Gotham deserve. And again, like, we'll have a look in detail once we finish these last couple of bullet points, but side missions, faction specific missions that challenge you to assemble your best team of heroes and villains, star rewards, earn stars on every mission to collect some more of those sweet gems. So if we go over to here, I can't zoom in. Can I zoom in on this one? Just ever so slightly. So here is the living world. It looks a lot more good. I know that we can zoom in, but can we click on these landmarks and have like a diorama of like Wayne Tower, and it has a quick synopsis, something really brief, just so we can get hyped. Because I know that it mentioned adding effects if something's like being taken over for the choice missions and stuff, but I think they're going to talk about choice missions in just a second. And it looks like that if you max out the stars in a section, you can then get a reward, be it gems or whatever they want to offer. Maybe in the early stages, you complete Sector 1 and you've unlocked Robin as a character or something. Just like beginner-friendly kind of rewards, and as they go up, it'll just be gems along the way. And that's how I think it will work. But again, sleek, stylish, smooth, very excited to kind of have a look how that is going to be looking in game and in the palm of my hand. So let's go. Choice missions, we're just talking about this. Another big change to the game is how choice missions work. Whereas previously choice missions randomly spawn throughout the day, we found that it's more fun to actively scan these missions. Everyone gets a scanner that's available in location maps. The scanner has a fixed amount of scans that recharge over time. Okay, tapping the scanner reveals one choice mission which is available for a limited time. Choice missions now have rarities. Sometimes you wanting to come up now? Oh, now you want to say hi. Right, I'm just reading about choice missions. Where did we get up to? Choice missions now have rarities. Sometimes you come across a petty crime you can prevent or help. Other times you discover a rare event that has greater rewards. Now that sounds pretty cool to me, you know. I don't know about you. So choice missions just have a bit more of an in-depth kind of purpose, I guess, and the fact that you can scan them and it having a fixed amount of scans, which is good because you don't want to spam it, and at the same time you don't want it to be limited. So finding that balance is going to be nice, and just finding these choice missions with them being either a crime or a rare event is going to be cool. That's going to be like a gacha in itself. It'll be nice to see what the rates on that is. Are you wanting to stay or are you wanting to go? I'll let you go, okay? So, epic boss fights. Everyone really seemed to love the new Dark Side and Enchantress battles at the beginning of the game, so we're making a bunch more. That is just awesome news. Say no more. You got me excited. We won't spoil who you'll fight, but you can look forward to many more fun moments throughout the campaign. Now, very excited for that because the Dark Side and Enchantress battles at the beginning of the game, just the more of the, it had a bit of a more of a darker tone to it. They really kind of went into detail with the art. So I know that's going to take more time for more characters, but it's going to be really, really nice to see once they start implementing it. Maybe these could be like events. He wanted to come up again. So it's going to be really, really nice to kind of see these. If they can maybe do events with them, it's going to be great. I'm really, really excited to see who they come up with and how they're going to be implemented in the game. Who's going to be your favorite? Catwoman, maybe? Maybe Catwoman? No? Catwoman? Catwoman sounds good. We're going to say Catwoman as one. So Ludia, if you're listening, Catwoman would be nice, wouldn't it? So the narrative. Oh no, Battle Pass. Sorry, I'm going to have to switch hands now because I've got Yuna with me. So although we liked having separate and hero tracks in the Battle Pass, ultimately we found that it made the screen too busy and overwhelming. We decided to simplify it down to a single track. I knew this was coming because it was a bit cluttered. I see what they wanted to go with because of the hero and villain kind of motif, but having it as a single entity is going to be great. So not only does this makes the screen more inviting, but it also provides opportunity to highlight better rewards and add specific battle pass missions. So it looks like they might have a free version and maybe a paid version because it has specific missions. And I think the way battle passes work from the ones that I've seen is that you have like 3 missions in a certain amount of time, get them done, and then refresh every 2 days or so. But if you have paid for the battle pass, you have like 5 missions and they refresh every so often or something like that. So that'd be great to see. Narrative. We've implemented a brand new narrative across all of the available campaign. I've played through all the campaign again with the latest update, and I can say that even though, because they have the single tracks now as opposed to the split paths, I can tell you that the story kind of didn't really happen after a certain point. Are you climbing up the door up there? Are you okay? She's having a ball of a time today. So the narrative was still being worked on. It was obvious. So I think that combined with the epic boss fights, we can see that this is going to happen. So most of the narrative in the last release was, this is literally what I just said, I should have read it first, was holdover material from when we had separate and hero and villain tracks. And it didn't make much sense after the first sector of Gotham. Now our story has been overhauled to work with the new structure, punctuated by moments brought to life through the epic boss fights. Literally what I just said. Are you wanting to come back up? No, she's like, I think she's like telling me to wrap up my video, but I still got points to go over. Battle updates. You may have already noticed some improvements to the battle through our smaller updates, especially when it comes to the pacing. We have a team dedicated to exclusively make the battle feel as good as possible, and they're delivering even more. Enemies now have hit reaction animations, so I'm assuming it's like a, and I think they might have all. That's a lot of animation to do for every single character because you've got to think some of the heroes and villains you fight against as well in PvP. So if all enemies have hit reactions, I'm assuming that they're all going to be pretty similar. We've improved the VFX when using the target tile created with 2-2 match. Even better pacing throughout the battle. Nice to see what that entails. Allowing power moves to be triggered simultaneously. So if I can be like, boom, boom, to get them all done, that'd be awesome. Maybe that ties into the synergies as well. Improved communication of different combat statuses, buffs, debuffs, melee versus range moves, power, etc. So a bit more understanding on what each debuff and buff does. Because I think at the moment it's quite complex to get to it. So maybe they're going to change the icons But we'll see what that entails as the release comes out. PvP Assault Mode. We've gathered a ton of feedback on PvP and we've decided to make some significant changes. When players first unlock PvP, they mostly just want another way to experiment with their teams and earn more rewards. They got it in one there. So we're focusing on the initial experience on just that. Awesome. Instead of leaderboards, early PvP is all about advancing in leagues and earning valuable items along the way. We're also not restricting it to heroes and villain teams, and opponent selection has been simplified. So it's looking like that a lot of the hero and villain things that they try to do to kind of be under that umbrella of heroes and villains, they're not necessarily scrapping. It looks like they're trying to just really rework it into something that works, because the battle pass has changed, so it isn't heroes and villains. You don't have hero and villain teams on PvP. There's not a heroes and villains thing in the campaign. There's no 2 pass anymore. So I think what they're doing is like, okay, it was a really cool kind of concept at the beginning, but when in fruition of people playing, it doesn't really work. People are just going to use their best characters, and it might be a mixture of both. So one of their teams may be lacking. Maybe they might introduce something in the future once they've worked it out that has separate hero and villain kind of like things. But I think kind of going under the umbrella of there's a big threat and the heroes and villains need to work together. That was the main story. That was the main kind of crux of the game. I think they're focusing on that more, and we're going to see that throughout a lot of things. And then maybe somewhere along the lines, we'll see something that might be hero and villain specific, and it looks like choice missions may be that thing. Let's just scroll back up. Did they say in choice missions that they were going to stop it? So they didn't say they were going to split the heroes and villain choice mission. So they're still going to have a bit of uniqueness, but it is understandable that in PvP and in the campaign and the battle pass to why that doesn't really work. And I think I'm understanding that now as I've read it and kind of think about it a bit more, trying to find out what hero and villain works together well. And it could be like 3 heroes and 2 villains. It could be 4 heroes and one villain. It could be 3 villains and 2 heroes. I think that's what they want to aim at. Like, you want to make your kind of combination your own, as opposed to try and be like, oh, I need to have villains for this. So it'll be very nice to see how that evolves over time. Future releases. As you can see, we've packed a ton into the next release, and in many ways it's going to feel like a brand new game. And I think we can all agree it's going to feel incredible, and I can't wait to get my hands on it, make a bit of content on it, because we're getting so close to that worldwide release. And I think this is just like one of the final steps to that. So here's a peek of what's coming in the near future. Shiny polished. Next release sets the stage before our worldwide launch. What I just said. A lot of our attention afterwards will be on polishing the experience, which I said prior. I thought that's what soft launch 7 would be, to make sure it's ready for everyone to enjoy. We'll be listening closely to feedback and ensuring everything is balanced, fun, and working as expected. So you guys that are playing the game at soft launch already, or you guys in the Discord that are playing, let's get that feedback back, because we're going to contribute to this worldwide release, because it's getting close. I can taste it. Competitive PvP. So I think this is tailing off what we just spoke about. While we have high confidence in the casual PvP we're building, we're not stopping there. We know that our most competitive players need a place to assert their dominance, and that will come back with a renewed focus in a future release. This will include the return of leaderboards, PvP events that encourage creative team construction, and some of the best rewards available. So it's like we're going to keep PvP casual for the time being, but we're going to have some pretty competitive and intense PvP coming. So that's nice to see. Guilds. Although guilds and guild raids are functional, we know we can do better. Aside from UI improvements, we want to add more raid bosses and better incentives to be active in your guild. We're keeping details light for now, but it's definitely high on my list. So it looks like that once this release comes out, that guilds is going to have one more kind of boost before worldwide launch, ready for that. So that'll be nice to see what that is. I'm preparing for releases and just glancing at this, my heart drops just a little bit, but I think I can understand why. As we prepare for the upcoming releases, Most of the missions, all of the characters, and the map itself, and ongoing major changes. We know that, we've just gone over that. Because of this, the team has decided it will be best to perform another global reset. Just like our last reset, current players who have access to the game will be compensated with in-game resources based on progression and monetary investment during the time played since the last reset. The compensation is based on 3 factors: account progression, character progression, currency bonus, current currency balances. Players will receive an in-game mail with their respective compensations upon launching the game after reset. Please please contact our support team directly for any questions or issues related to the compensation package. Now, this is probably going to be like, oh, another reset, and a part of me does that as well. But you got to understand, we're in soft launch, and we've had a major rework of the characters that built the foundation of what the characters are going to become in this update. Now, with this reset here, I think this is going to be the last reset for soft launch, but I think with everything being said, they seem pretty determined to do resets. I think we're going to get one for the worldwide release as well. But don't let that stop you. I'm going to play hard because this update looks like fantastic. I'm going to get that last burst of energy in before worldwide launch. I could be wrong. There might not be a reset, but from what I can see here, what I've gone over, and obviously playing the game since its inception of being released as well, I think we're just going to have that last reset. You got to understand, characters are going to go through some major changes. How many characters are in the game at the moment, and characters to come for worldwide launch as well. And some of those characters from the last reset that we had didn't have their power moves completely reworked because we lost ranged and melee, and it combined into power. So yeah, that's what I think on that. They're my thoughts. You might not agree, but that's what the comment section below is for. Worldwide launch, this is what a lot of people are interested for, and I'm sure if I put timestamps, which I always do, and I've put this on here, they're going to click to this straight away. So welcome to the video. Hope you're all well. Hit the subscribe button, comment down below, hit the thumbs up button, and all that la-di-da. It's 2023, and we're launching this year with so much coming in the next release, though it's still early to give an exact date, but we promise that we'll let the community know as soon as we can on what the exact release date will be. So basically it's saying, like, look, we've got this massive update that's coming to soft launch. We're going to be getting a lot of data from that, and that's probably going to be the last bit of data that we need. Once we've worked that out and kind of done the right fixes for soft launch 7, we're going to throw a date for you, and it's going to be this year. So be excited. How can you help? If you're a player who has access to the soft launch build that is available in our many regions, Belgium, Denmark, the Philippines, Switzerland, Sweden, Norway, and the Netherlands, then we're always looking for your feedback. Join the Discord, always got the link down below, and follow us on socials to stay up to date on the latest DC heroes and villains and news. Whoa, what an update. Let's switch back to my beautiful face. Let's take the glasses off for now. Wow. Oh, I got the classic red marks, so I might put them back on. We managed to get through that, and that's quite a long one. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this update. I am really excited about this update, and I want it now. I think that's all I really want to say. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments and feedback down below, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.